But I think marriage will truly drive out your selfishness. And I think that God designed it that way. If you embrace it and you don't look at it like a negative thing, it's pretty incredible, I feel like, how much you can grow.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Faith Over Comfort podcast. We do appreciate you guys being here with us today. This is the week of... So not only are we in February of 2026, but it's the week of Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, we talked about doing hot takes. Valentine's Day is 100% a gimmick. It is set up by corporations for you to buy teddy bears and chocolates.
Well, here's the thing, is that's not what people buy anymore. I just came across a TikTok today and I was like, wow, so accurate. But she was like, we are blowing Valentine's Day out of proportion. Like I feel like we consume, we're like over consumers. And here's the thing, I'm going to turn around and make my kids Valentine's Day baskets. Yeah. But like her point was like, let's get back to like the chocolates and the flowers and a handwritten note. Like that's what Valentine's Day is supposed to be. But now it's like a mini Christmas.
No, not for us.
Well, not for us. I guess I mean so more with the kids.
Okay, I learned something fairly recently, and we're gonna, for all of you watching, we're gonna learn together on this, because I learned about a baby moon.
Yeah.
After I think our first kid, or it might have been our second kid. I can't remember.
I don't think you even knew what a push present was.
I don't even. I'm hearing about that right now.
Really? I thought we talked about that.
If we did, it didn't stay. Okay, so like with the push. Okay, tell me what a push present is. I don't know what that is.
A gift that a husband gets a wife after having the baby. A push present. Like you get a gift because of all that hard work that you put in. Okay. It's okay. I got your love.
Okay. Hold on a second. When did you first hear about that?
Oh, like, I don't know. It's been a while. I've known about that.
5 years? 10 years?
Oh, I'm trying to think if I knew about that with Scarlett or not. I feel like I knew about that with Scarlett.
See, and this is what I'm saying. Like, who starts these things? And how am I, as a husband, supposed to be up on it? And should I have to agree with all of them? Because, okay, so when I found out that a baby moon, for all of you dads out there that maybe this is, and watch, I'm going to like show my hand right now, and like all dads across the world, like, no, I know what a baby moon is.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
Well, now it is.
Now
like,
it is,
where were all my homies at? Like, if this is a common thing, where were all my homies at when baby number one? Hey, Tom, also just make sure that you know, because like when it comes to wedding day and stuff, everyone's telling you like, don't forget about this, don't forget about that, don't forget about... Okay, so then when it comes to having kids, where are those referees?
Yeah, I don't really remember like baby moon being on my radar with Scarlett.
Well, you didn't get one for Jeremiah or Ellie.
I didn't get one for any of them.
Well, because I like, that's just one of those, like...
Did we? No, we did something. No, never mind.
Got babysitters.
Wrong. No, I was trying to think. I remember we went to Santa Barbara one time, but that was for our anniversary. It wasn't because of babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never been on a baby moon.
Yeah, but we've gone out of the country together. And,
yeah.
And I mean, like, we do things together before anyone
I
starts...
wonder how much of it is... I mean, definitely, I do think that there is a... now on social media, like, people see that other people are doing it, but I wonder how much of, like, the push present or, like, those type of traditions come from maybe upbringing. You know what I mean?
Or, like, social media.
No, I do think that social media is a big one, but like I think that there are certain things, I don't know, maybe like a mom told her daughter, like, your dad got me this push present. I don't know. Maybe some of it's upbringing too.
I've not met a single person in my entire life that said, hey, see this thing right here? This is my push present that I got.
Yeah, you're right.
And so that's what I'm just saying. I don't know.
I have friends that have gotten push presents.
I know that exact one friend too.
No, there's more.
Maybe.
Hmm.
We'll
I don't
see.
even know who you're talking
I
about.
don't know who you're talking about. So this is yeah. There's our hot take, man. If we do an episode on hot takes, that's literally
I'm
going to
ready.
be.
I've been ever since last episode. I've started every time a hot take comes to my mind, I write it down in my notes app.
I've got so many just ready to get off my chest,
Yours are going to be, I bet you our hot takes are so different.
and that'll be fine. That will be fine.
Yeah.
I'm ready for them. Yours is going to be like, I think Kim Kardashian should have stayed with so and so.
No. Wow. You think I'm that shallow?
I don't think that. I just think that there's some things that you're passionate about that
That have
will be
no
more cultural. Will be more cultural.
Maybe a little more cultural, but definitely not freaking Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Justin Bieber should have lost the socks, is what you're saying.
So, anyways, I don't even know how we got here. This is nothing about what we're talking about today.
No, it's not. This is the week of love. This is the week where everyone is either frantically going
Let
out
us
to
know
get something.
if you guys, I really am curious what everybody's like Valentine's looks like.
Yeah, I'm interested to know if there's any
really
guys
not big.
out there who are bummed out that Rite Aid is out of business now, because that was like their saving grace. I've been at Albertsons picking up flowers before, and I've been there on Valentine's Day picking up, I don't know, something, because I got your gift weeks in advance.
Yeah,
and seeing the frantic.
You know what I thought of for how much of like a holiday person I am? I'm not, I mean, I always do cute stuff for like the kids but like decor wise, we never decorate for Valentine's. Have you ever realized that?
Because it is.
You know what I think that it is? Because I've analyzed it.
It's a whack holiday.
I think last year it's cute, especially I think it's girly and there's like cute stuff. But I think the reason why I never decorate for it is because I'm like burnout from Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like you just get your house in order and like kind of like enjoying that like fresh, like everything's put away. And then what, to turn around and put Valentine's up? Maybe I should do like a little banner or something.
No. I think you're doing great. Keep it as is.
Yeah.
I like it. You like it. It's what we like. Who are we trying to impress?
True.
Speaking of impressing people, that's going to get us into our subject today that we're talking about, this topic. And ultimately, it does kind of circle around love. It circles around just basically marriage.
We felt like we couldn't do
an
an episode that didn't somehow tie in love this week.
Yeah, and we've learned a lot. We've been married for 10 years. We dated for 2 prior to that, so I'm going to count it as 12. Been together for 12 because I wasn't going to go find somebody else when we started dating. And so stuck it out. You, on the other hand, apparently had other plans. It's all right. No. I love you more. It's fine.
What?
And so I count it as 12 years together. We've learned a lot. But today we're kind of talking about what it looks like to be sacrificial in your love for your spouse, or if you're somebody who is dating and you eventually want to be married, God has that for you. We're just going to talk about that today because it's not always about, a phrase we had for the longest time was puppy love forever, and that is just not realistic. You fight for it for sure.
For sure.
But then bills come and kids come.
Seasons.
And these seasons of things that you just, you can't have that puppy love in the middle of doing dishes and putting away groceries.
Seasons happen for sure. But I do think that we have fought to keep that, puppy love as much as we can. And it doesn't always, some seasons there's more of it than others, but I feel like one thing that I would say I'm kind of good at in our marriage, Tom and I have different strengths. Tom is really good. He's like the one that's like, we need to go on a date. We need to like not get lazy. We need to like, he's very like on it with just making sure we're always investing into our marriage. I would say my strength is I'm able to understand that we're in seasons. Like there are seasons that are heavier than other ones, and I'm able to just like, I know we're good, but we're just in a season where it's like we can't do date nights every week, or
And why
we
that's good, I would say on your end, how you're saying you're like, no, we're good. I can kind of try to.
I don't mean it like you're not like panicking, but like you spiral a little bit, feeling like we're not doing enough. We need to do this, that, and I'm able to come in and say, like, it's okay. Like, I know we're good. We're just in this season right now where kids are requiring a lot of us, or work is really heavy right now, or, and
And
so we
that's,
balance each other.
yeah, and emphasis on the balance because depending on what day or maybe even gosh what time of the day that it is, one person might be right and the other person might be less right in that,
Yeah.
and then like give it an hour and it's like no, now it's swapped because there have been like you've said, there have been those seasons where Tom, like chill out, it's okay, we're just in a season of whatever, and then like all three kids at once are demanding us or whatever, and we look at each other and we're like, we need to go get ice cream.
Yeah.
Like we need to do something that puts that spark back into it because today's been a little bit much.
Yeah. Because I feel like I could also so easily fall into it's just a season. And then next thing you know, it's like been months. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, that's why
yeah.
we balance each other well, because Tom is like super on top of it with making sure that we're investing. And then I'm like, um, I was about to say realistic. That wasn't the word I was looking for, but I can kind of just be like understanding of where we're at in life. And so
Yeah.
they pair well together. But I think marriage will truly drive out your selfishness. And I think that God designed it that way. And I don't want that for those of you who aren't married, or maybe those of you that are married, and that is maybe something that like weighs on you, or you don't like, or you're struggling with. I think we've all been there before. But if you embrace it and you don't look at it like a negative thing, you will like it's pretty incredible. I feel like how much you can grow. You know what I mean? Like even just like as a person,
Embracing the selfishness.
embracing like not being able, like the
Yeah, yeah,
selflessness. You know what
selflessness.
I mean? Like the sacrifice that goes into marriage. Like I encourage you like not to look at it like a bad thing or a negative thing, but look at it as a way that like God will literally like shape you into this person that you're meant to be ultimately, you know?
Yeah, and I don't think so. With my experience with doing like premarital with people before marriage, I don't think people really have that grasp or that baseline understanding that this person is going to help me to be a better version of myself.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people tend to go into it and they're just like, I'm just trying to start a family. I'm just trying to, live the American dream. I'm trying to, achieve this thing that is supposed to be the next step because we've been dating for X amount of time or, whatever. And yeah, I mean, I have a lot of conversations with people in regards to marriage and reminding them that it is a covenant, that it is this. You don't make a promise or a vow or any sort of, relationship with anybody else like you do your spouse. Your spouse is supposed to know you better than anybody else, and in ways that nobody else should ever know you. I was telling a couple the other day, like I used to cringe at the thought of talking like all lovey-dovey to you, like this idea of like, oh my little monkey, you know. And I used to think that that was just super lame. And the more I think about it, like I'll still not do it, don't worry. But it's still it's one of those things where like, yeah, you should have some form of communication with your spouse that isn't like anybody else. Um and I think at the end of the day, it is something that it would be better if we knew it earlier on, you know?
Yeah. Now you just have your own nicknames for me,
I have a
like
lot of
Cocker Staniel.
Cocker Staniel's my favorite one, I
Cocker
think.
Staniel and what's the other one? Toots.
Toots has been outdone by Cocker Staniel though. I just
You
like
use Cocker Staniel more, but I like Toots
yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We like there's people in our lives that call me Cocker Staniel now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but I wrote down some things like ways how would I word this? Ways that you can apply sacrificial love into your marriage, things that I feel like Tom and I have learned over the years, and we'll kind of expand on them. But the first one being loving each other in seasons where the other person isn't themselves.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why? What do you have to say about that, Tom?
We've mentioned it briefly
Yeah.
through other episodes on here. There have been seasons of your life
Why
that,
just me? I'm just kidding.
well, for the most part, it has been you.
We've always joked that Tom's been this like steady, just this like steady guy. And
Yeah,
I've been the one that's been like
you've been
this.
on a life roller coaster for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But to your credit, though, I think kind of where we're at now is we're learning things about me
Yeah.
that have been like, kind of like, hey, like if you're looking at like a toy box of a whole bunch of toys, you're like, hey, this toy's in here. Did you know this
Mm-hmm.
toy's in here? I'm like, "Pff, yeah, but it's at the bottom, so don't worry. That toy's at the very, very bottom of the thing, so we don't need to
Yeah.
worry about it." And you're like, it's still in here though.
And I also choose wisely. Like, I feel like the reason why I can be like this, like up and down, is I like feel my feelings. Like, I'm kind of like one of those like more extreme people where I feel like if I'm feeling bothered or upset about, like, you're gonna know about it. Whereas sometimes you sit with your stuff, and I have learned over the years that you don't always want to approach that immediately. Like, it's like a slow thing with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Of like little conversation here, little conversation here. Like, I know it takes you more time,
yeah,
you know? But
yeah.
you can continue with your story because you were talking about how
I don't want to. I want you to say it because I don't know where you want to go with that.
so the story that he is referring to is there was a season in our marriage that I just was kind of going through it and I really just was not myself. And it wasn't even something I felt like I was distant from God in the season. It wasn't a season where like I was sitting with God on some things. I just felt like the reality of how much responsibility I had carried over the years caught up to me. You know, when Tom and I got together, he was living on his own. He was like established like in his career. Um he had gone off to college and lived on his own there, and like I felt like he had kind of like experienced life, I guess, at a different level than I had. And you know, going back all the way to like my senior year in high school, my grandma was placed on hospice at our house, and my mom and I took care of her during that time. And, you know, from like bathing her to medications to sleeping in her room, like on an air mattress. And then, but then also trying to be going to school and trying to be a kid and, you know, doing all of the things that come along with your senior year. But I was dealing with this at home and then going into like stepping into a leadership role in the church at a young age to getting married and having kids and all of this. And I felt like it just kind of caught up to me. Like I just felt bogged down by like responsibility, I guess you could say, like nursing school, career, like all of that. And I just felt like that was the time of my life. I was just not I honestly, I just wasn't really who Tom married, you know? Like, not like I was off doing like crazy things or anything. It wasn't that. It was just like my mindset was different at the time.
Hmm.
And Tom knew it. And I just remember finally like saying, it was almost like it was the elephant in the room. Like you knew I wasn't myself, but like we didn't really talk about it. And then there was just one day I called it out and I was like, hey, I know that I have not been myself. And he just was like, I know. And that was like that meant a lot to me, like just him simply like letting me kind of like ride that season out. It was like he had enough trust in me and like who I was and my character and my relationship with God to let me just kind of figure that out. And he just wrote it out with me. Like, and let me kind of figure it out, and I came around. But that, I remember that was like the first time, not it was not the first time you made sacrifices, but it was the first time that like I was just like stunned by like the fact that you would love me even when I wasn't like myself. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you just like let me like that was something that you didn't try to fix me, you didn't try to fix it. You just like let me like ride that wave
Mhm.
and figure it out. And then now like I have such a different outlook on the responsibilities that I had. Like we talked about it, was it last episode, about like obedience being protection, and
Mm.
God like wanting to keep you from certain things. Like I look at things differently now, but at the time I really had to just kind of like figure that out on my own.
And from my end, I think a lot of it was just knowing who you were, but then also my arsenal was just through prayer. Like, God, guide me. God, show me what I can do. Show me what I shouldn't do. And there were little moments like I don't know. We've never really had the conversation of what you remember and I remember, but I don't think it was all bad. I don't think it was like, you were just out till, 1 in the morning and I'm just over here as a single dad.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything like that. But there was like it was almost like how I saw it was like you were trying to find yourself and
Mhm.
you were still kind of looking and but you weren't mean or anything like that. So there were like these little glimmers of hope of like, all right, my wife's still in there, but she's also she's not being unfaithful. There's not
Yeah.
infidelity going on, and she's not throwing all of our money away. So there, it wasn't like you were ever like breaking any non-negotiables, but there was just like, all right, God, show me what I'm supposed to do,
Yeah.
guide me. And a little bit, to kind of tie into like the sacrificial love for this episode, like I learned that when you and I were dating and I was praying about like, okay, so God, what move should I make? And at the time, and I still am not the best social media person, but at the time I was not a good social media person. And I'll never forget sitting down praying and God being like, you need to change your Facebook status to in a relationship, which sounds so stupid. Um, but it meant a lot to you. I'll never forget you
Yeah.
telling me like, "Oh, that meant so much." And it wasn't like I was doing it like, oh, my moves and this was just a move I was making and this is me playing the game. Like it literally was just God told me to do it, so I did it. And I'm not a social media guy, so I wish I didn't have to do it, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
And those are just the things that you kind of set up early on in a relationship with somebody that you care about, is like, as a man at least, like, God, you've got to guide me on what to do because I'm gonna be a huge screw up. And I lived that. I knew I was a screw up, and so I didn't want to screw it up with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, next one is apologizing first.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna say that, really?
You have got I knew you were going to say this. So here's what I'm going to say about this. At the beginning of our marriage, I'm actually kind of offended by Tom right now.
I
At the
know.
beginning of our marriage, I was not good at this. So this is something like over the years, and the thing is Tom still holds it over my head when I didn't apologize first. I have gotten much better at it.
What it is between you and I is the reason why we ever argue is because we individually know that we're right.
Yes, but I have learned to apologize just simply not not because I think you're right. You apologize because it means something to the other person. And I know that some people would probably disagree with this, but I think the apologizing is almost like courtesy. Like, I might not see your point, or sometimes it's not even that. It's I might not agree with your point, but I see your point
Mhm.
and I apologize if that hurt you. Like, that's where apology, but I didn't used to always be like that. It was like I had to, make sure that you knew I know that I'm right in this situation. And I just feel like over the years, I don't really care about that so much. It's more just like, okay, like almost like agree to disagree, but I am sorry that this hurt you, or something like
I
that.
think what I've learned too with that is like I guess I don't really know what the definition of I'm sorry is.
Well,
You
I was
know?
gonna say I feel like you view apologies different
Yeah,
than I
right.
do.
100%. I think so too. Because there's also the apology that goes, I'm sorry that it made you feel that way.
Yeah, I do that one.
But I mean,
But why is that not sincere? Like, I don't get that. Because, like, me and my sister-in-law were just having this conversation about, because, like, with our kids and cousins fighting and things like that, like, we've talked about that. Like, do you force your kid to say sorry? And I was sharing with her that, like, we do. Like, if Jeremiah hits Scarlett, like, we tell him, you need to say sorry. And I know that there's, like, a lot of, like, talk out there where people think, like, don't force your kid to say sorry. It's not a true apology. But, like, this could be a hot take.
this may be a hot take. Yeah.
But Tom and I feel like we are, like we always say, raising kids to be members of society. And there are going to be times as adults that they are going to need to apologize to someone, even if they don't necessarily, this almost
Oh,
sounds
here we
horrible.
go.
They don't necessarily mean it, or even if they don't see eye to eye with that person, but you apologize because it means something to the other person.
Well, I think
That's how I see
I
it.
think to clean up a little bit of what you're saying, because I kind of have time as you kind of laid the roadmap for me, and now I'm just putting down like the concrete and the asphalt. It's like you're really apologizing because you didn't think that the conversation was going to go like this. You wanted to share that this was how you felt or this is how you saw something, and then it turned into something bigger, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I still stand by what I say. I am sorry that it
Yeah.
happened like this.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think it was going to go here. Nothing of my views have changed though. And I'm not saying that that happens in every single one of our arguments or our conversations with stuff we don't agree with, but we have grown to that point to where we're like, hey, because I care about your feelings,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. However, this still, like
I
whatever
feel
this
like
is.
apologies are almost making the other person feel seen in a
Yeah.
sense. Like,
And that was a brand new concept for me. Like, of course I see you. What the heck are you talking about?
yeah, it's just, that's kind of how I see it, is like, what I see, like kind of what you said. I understand that, this hurt your feelings, or I'm sorry it played out this way. Like, that was not my intention. Even if, like, the core of the argument you still disagree on.
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I mean? Like, how many times have you said something not even meaning to hurt someone else, but it landed wrong?
Yeah.
Like, you say sorry for that, or because you just do for the other person, like, hey, I want you to know, like, I'm so sorry for that. I don't know. I just think, I don't know.
Well, in our situations, it's like, listen, I love you more than winning this argument,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
However, we'll circle back later because you are constantly doing this thing, that
Yeah.
needs to be fixed. We had a fun argument the other day.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna tell him about it. I'm just gonna. You don't know what we're talking about. What I'm talking
No,
about.
I don't.
There was So there's two kinds of people.
I'm going to make sure you apologize to me after this episode for
I,
laughing at me for not saying sorry first.
I'll apologize for your feelings. I There's two kinds of people when you're making coffee. There's the people who pick up after themselves while making their coffee, and there's others that should a crime occur, that the forensics people can come in and tell you exactly what you made for the coffee.
First of all,
So what happened was, I'm sitting down, I just have my cup of coffee, just Anne's making hers. Well, she's just waiting there, and I go, "Hey, make sure you put that make sure you put that stuff away." And she slowly turns her head. "Do you really want?"
it was like 5:15 in the morning. Do you want to go there right now?
And then I was
Oh,
ready.
I
I was
was
so
ready.
ready. We were so
I
ready.
could be ready right now. I'm still locked and
I
loaded.
know. But what we ended up doing, I really don't remember really how it was.
Tom got scared because he
No.
knew I was ready.
No, that's
I'm
not
just
it.
kidding.
But she stayed there. I came up behind her and kind of like played with her a little bit. And why I bring that up is because we are kind of in a sweet spot right now of like we can still laugh in our little arguments and
But
our
we
little
also
tiffs.
don't give a rip.
Yeah, we don't give a rip sometimes.
That is, have you guys ever like seen like a funny older couple and they just will like rip each other, but you know that they love each, like I understand that now.
Mhm.
Like the longer we're married, I just can, Tom and I will like that. We will get into these like little like in the moment tiffs, and like 5 seconds later, like we don't, it's blown over.
Mhm.
Like you don't, I feel like when the longer you're married, it's like you just don't hold on to things. Like if that would have happened when we first got married, that probably would have turned into a whole thing.
Whole thing.
You
Whole
know?
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next, what do you got?
Well, this kind of goes into
Oh, perfect.
speaking kindly to each other and using manners.
Okay.
You need to come off your freaking high horse over there.
I'm not saying a thing. I'm just waiting for what you have to say next. I'm not saying anything.
Your face says it all. Okay.
I'm not a poker player.
Well, I was going to say that I feel like this is something that you taught me over the years.
I love how you said that. Well, I feel like this is something you taught me.
Well,
what we learned recently, this is something that
no,
we can...
hold on.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, I think that it's really important, like, especially think like you use manners or you speak kindly to friends or, you know, you're out at a restaurant. And if you don't, you need to work on it. But, and I just feel like sometimes like the closeness of relationships that can be lost sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes. And like Tom and I still say please to like, can you do that please? Or thank
To
you
each other.
to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you or you're welcome. Or a big one Tom's always on me for is like if he sneezes and I don't say bless you, he'll be like,
yeah.
you know.
Well, also when we're leaving too, like saying goodbye, like I love you, making sure, because like even our kids do that now though too. Like,
but just like manners go a long ways, like
Yeah.
in marriage too. Like somebody, you know, takes the I don't know, this is just an example. Somebody takes the trash out. Like saying thank you goes a long ways. Or Tom said something to me the other day, and it was with Ellie. Oh, Ellie's been sick this week, and I gave her like a warm bath in the morning. He had went to drop the kids off at school, came back, and I had just gotten her out of the bath, and he just said, "You're such a good mom." And like just like that little comment, like kind of like in that moment of motherhood when you feel like you're in the thick of it, is just like a reminder, like, yeah, I'm doing good. Like, you know, just like those little things that like can be little pick-me-ups for your spouse.
And it's also good to breathe that life into your spouse too, because someone else is, you know, and why wouldn't you want it to be you, you know? Because I do remember that. I mean, because she looked so cozy, and I was like, oh, you did that for her. Like, that's so nice. And you know, I think it's something too where, I just remember growing up, I was not the nicest to the people who loved me the most. and I just don't want to do that to my own family, my wife, obviously, my kids, obviously, but then also having that trickle down to like my parents and my siblings, because who doesn't like to hear nice things? Regardless of how my day's going, it's like I can still be cordial, I can still be kind, you
Yeah.
know? And so encouraging, like here is a
Validation. I feel like that's another really important one in marriage. Like, just validating the other person in certain areas. Like, if they're questioning something, or even today, like, I was like, should I rest? Because I haven't been feeling well. It was like, should I rest or should I, you know, get stuff done around the house? And like, in that moment, like, it's like, rest, validating the person in like little things.
Yeah. A tip I learned a long time ago is that if you see something that your spouse is doing that you want to see them do more of, like encourage them in what they did,
Yeah.
So if it's like, I don't know, they cleaned the t- fish tank. I don't know. They clean the fish tank. You're like, hey, man, that was awesome. I love when you did that because now we can see the fish. And it just does something.
Yeah.
You're
It's true.
depositing something into their account.
Yeah. Next one is small acts of kindness that go a long way.
Yeah.
Just like the little things.
You did something. What did you do? There was something you did the other day where it was like, hey, I'm like, I don't even know. I mean, not that you like delivered it like this, but you're like, hey, I got you this. I got you this thing, and whatever. And it was like, you were you were thinking of me,
Yeah.
just like that little act of I thought about you. I got you this
You
thing.
know, it's funny. We're so in sync because right as I said that, I was like, I had an example of something he did and I can't think of it now. Isn't that
Mm,
funny?
yeah, that's just hey oh.
Yeah.
That,
But just like those little things, like, for me, my love language is acts of service. So just getting help with certain things, or, you know, just, I don't know, just like the little things that can be done in your marriage, whether if, one person is overwhelmed. Tom and I work it from home. So, like, one thing, there's days where, honestly, usually it's me, but there's days where like I'm really overwhelmed with work, and it's like Tom taking Ellie into her room to play so I can get like peace and quiet to like focus on my work. Or, um, just like the little things. So the other day I was having it was a long day, and Tom was like, we're getting ice cream tonight. Like
mm-hmm.
just those little things that he knows like spark joy in my life. It's just, don't underestimate the power of those small acts of kindness, and for your kids too.
Yeah.
That's something I kind of had this realization in the last year, is that I feel like I always want to do these really big things for my kids. Like, I want to plan a trip, I want to plan a day, or all of this, that I almost feel like I will sometimes miss out on like the small little moments because I'm waiting for the big moment.
Mm.
But just those small little moments in the everyday, I think, just go a long ways.
Yeah. And trying, if you don't know like a small little thing, try it out. Like, just Dan told me really early on, like I'm not a teddy bear kind of girl. Like, don't go out and buy me teddy bears and stuff. And so,
Please.
however, I can go out and buy her a chocolate and be like, hey, I mean, does
Seize.
this win? You know,
Seize, please.
flowers, does this win? If you tuned in on our last episode, like, hey, this puppy, you want a puppy? And obviously,
Also, oh, sorry, were you done?
I
I feel
wasn't
like,
done. And so, you can try things out just because you don't, well, I know that they won't respond to this. Well, try it. Try it.
yeah,
Like if you're somebody that's like, oh, I'm going to take her to a movie theater, but she hates movies. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, take her to a Condors game. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, just try. Just
yeah.
try. See what works. Don't give up on your marriage.
And also, like, going off of that, something that I've also learned is speaking up on the things that I do like. So I felt like for so long, Tom would do these like little surprises or get me a certain gift or something, and I would feel bad. And obviously there's a way about this. Like, when you're opening that gift, or he's giving you those flowers or whatever it is, in that moment, do not say, I don't like these kind of flowers. I like these ones better,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I wouldn't say that, but over time, like Tom used to get me these like super colorful, remember like the colorful flowers? Like, like
They
the
look like
neon
daisies. They look
colors.
like
Yeah.
daisies, yeah.
Like he would get me those. And over time I just kind of like told him like I actually really love like white roses, like that's my favorite, or I like these. Like it's also in like men don't take or you know women too, if your spouse tells you, like don't take offense to it. Like I just feel like you're learning that other person. Like I can't expect Tom to just know these things if I haven't shared it with him. I had
Yeah.
just never shared with him like I really like this is actually my favorite flower. And so like now he knows, you
I
know?
could have sworn it was daisies, and then I could have sworn it was tulips.
I do like tulips. You're right there. I
Yeah.
love tulips.
See what I'm dealing with?
Okay,
Okay.
just a couple more. Um this is a kind of a big one, I feel like, but
Ooh.
not pointing out the other's insecurities and making a joke about it.
Ooh.
Yeah. And the reason I think this can kind of fall under sacrifice is just because, like, in that moment when, like, you have the opportunity to, like, make fun, but you know it's too far, you know, stopping yourself.
I don't want to know what it was, but have you ever been tempted to do that to me?
Um, not about your, like,
I
insecurities,
thought you were
no.
gonna. I thought you were about to say one of my insecurities right now. No, not about your this thing.
No, no. Um,
Neither have
not that
I, just for the record. But I mean, like, you know, I don't think we ever did this in a fight. But you know how like sometimes like when people fight, you can be like mimic them, like, you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Like we never did that, and like I've heard people argue and be like, yeah, well,
Like, ripping each other
yeah,
apart,
yeah,
yeah.
insulting their height, their weight, their look, their hair, their
Yeah.
lack of hair,
No,
whatever.
no, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no. Do not use your spouse's insecurities as a joke or in an argument. Like that, the fact that here's how I see it. And this is probably why I've never taken an opportunity to joke about it. The fact that Tom entrusts me with his insecurities. Like there's things about him that only I know.
Hmm.
And that's how it should be.
Hmm.
Nobody else needs to know that. And I think that it's like, that's where I feel like marriage can get so sacred and intimate is like knowing things about the other that only each other knows. You know, like there are things that I have shared with Tom that I have not shared with other people.
Hmm.
And I think that that's where you grow like that intimacy with each other and that like sacredness, you know?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And it will be. It'll be behind closed doors that you forge that stuff. And I mean, because I can just speak for myself, but I would think for a majority of men, they want to be able to get certain things off of their chest,
Yeah.
that certain things do weigh on them. And it does not take a lot for men to not trust. It just has to be one circumstance, one sentence. Like that would be devastating to hear from one of your best friends. Out of their mouth, they say something that I shared with you that I was vulnerable with behind closed doors. If that came out of their mouth, I would be like, number one, embarrassed. But then number two, I'm like, locked and loaded. I get it. I can't tell Justine anything ever again.
Yeah.
So then what you'll get is like, hey, how was your day? That was good. It was good. My life, oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, tell me about what's going on. I'm like, there's not a lot, nothing.
Yeah.
And it just shuts down.
I
Yeah.
think that this is especially important for men.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh,
Because realistically, ladies that are out there, like your guy wants to tell you stuff.
mhm.
He does. And there it typically will be a reason as to why they don't. One of the reasons could be trying to keep from you the burden that they're carrying. So like maybe it's a financial thing. Maybe that's why they didn't tell you, and because they didn't want to worry you. That might be a factor as well. Or it might be something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Speaking highly of one another to not just them, but those around them.
I don't even know which one's more important. Obviously, we talked about like the compliments and stuff like that, making sure
Uh-huh.
you know.
But I
Um,
also think that it's important to talk highly of your spouse, whether it's around people. Like I I feel like Tom has done this over the years to where like I have so much like security and confidence in our relationship and our marriage. Like something I love so much about Tom is how much he loves my friends. Like, I've heard Tom compliment my friends, give them a hug when they walk in, like very welcoming. And I think that there is like no ounce of like insecurity or jealousy in that because of how much I know he's obsessed with me or how highly he speaks of me, not just to me, but also to the people around us. Like he speaks very highly, and I either hear about it from other people or I already know it because he's said it to me. I
Interesting.
will
I thought you
say,
beat me in that for sure.
oh, I was about to say, I feel like I talk extremely highly of Tom around other people, but I could say I need to be better about it in speaking it to you directly.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Give me some
But
more.
like, I will talk so highly about Tom to like people around me.
Hmm.
And then, but then almost like this has happened before, like in arguments or something where he'll bring something up and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I was just telling so and so that I think blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, but you didn't tell him. Like,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
most important person you need
Hmm.
to tell.
Hmm.
And so, like, I think that it's just as important to tell the person and also like hype your person up, like make them feel good.
And I'm going to say that what I've learned for myself, this will also help you in the way that you compare.
Yeah.
Because if you continue to if you continue to think and therefore speak negatively about your spouse, you will further your thinking and deepen your belief in that. But if
Mm-hmm.
you begin to find the good things that they're doing and you tell people about them, if you and then also obviously your spouse as well, um, you'll believe it more and you'll see it more and it'll come out in your relationship more and you'll be able to share it more with other people and it just turns into this big snowball thing that really 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 strengthens your marriage.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I think like a reason why this is important, why we wanted to talk about something like this, is because in the Bible, according to the way that we are supposed to interact with our spouses, and then for those listening that eventually will have a spouse one day, like there are examples of how to do this. Like if you don't know what the book of the Song of Solomon is, like it's a whole book dedicated to a husband and wife being just in love with each other, the way that the other person looks, the way that they talk, and all this stuff. Like there is supposed to be a deep romance within your marriage. Doesn't matter if you've been married 10 years or 25 years. Like there's supposed to be a stronger marriage with more time that's dedicated to it. Um, but also God wants you to succeed in your spouse. Like God wants you to be there for them and pray over their vehicles and pray over their meetings and pray over their friendships and pray over how they're parenting and all this stuff. There's something so big to being married and so honoring and honestly amazing. And God lays it out in the scriptures. Like it's important for you to look like this if you're a husband. It's important that you look like this if you're a wife. And I just don't think that we kind of like taxes and growing up, you're just not really taught this when you're younger.
Yeah.
And so here you are now, and however old you are, and you're listening to this. Hopefully, this helps you. Hopefully, this encourages you. We love our life. We love our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's far from perfect, but as long as we look at each other and we're like, "Hey, I'm still in it. You're still in it. Let's keep going. Let's be
Yeah.
better." Um, we're going to continue to work out together. We're going to continue to eat good things and healthy things together, raise these kids of ours. And
And it's also taken work to get to this place, and it will continue to take work too. Like we
yeah,
didn't have this all figured out when we first got married.
yeah,
And it, like Tom has said before, it took arguing, it took, like learning each other and understanding each other. Like there were times I made the mistake of, you know, speaking on too much and learning that Tom didn't like that, or you know what I mean? Like there are things that it's trial and error. And I think that the important thing is that you just continue to work on it. You continue to learn from mistakes and you learn to just like almost like you're making the promise to grow with one another. And like there's got to be a lot of forgiveness. Like we're learning this together. But marriage really is such a beautiful,
It's a beautiful thing.
it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. Our daughter used to say beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And
Yeah.
we've been saying that recently. Maybe that's why I got messed up.
Probably what it was.
But we hope that this encourages you guys and that, as we go into the week of love, that you are able to just kind of reflect. And if you're someone who's not married yet, I hope that this, encourages you even in a season of dating or as you are praying about your future spouse. So thank you guys for listening.
And if you haven't, you can subscribe to this podcast. You can like it on Facebook. You can like it on Instagram. You can like it on YouTube. We got shorts. We got TikTok. We got all these different things. If you guys want to subscribe, click that notification. Follow along with us. The new year has started a little bit slower for us than we would like, but we've got some amazing guests that are going to be coming on. And we've got an idea for a drop that will be coming here shortly that we're pretty stoked about. And so thank you guys for listening. Thank you for making it this far. Have a great rest of your week. Good luck, gentlemen, on Valentine's Day. If you're celebrating it with all the corporate people and falling for all their gimmicks, or if you're just going to be creative and get a picnic in the back of your pickup with your girl, that would be fantastic too.
And a heart-shaped pizza.
Oh.
That's what we usually do, is a heart-shaped pizza.
Yeah. All right. Well, we love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.